guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss about the first starter for motor, which is known as DOL starter. Relatively small size induction motor up to 20 kilowatt if the power is coming from main switchboard is sufficient are direct online starter because such starter are inexpensive and simple to operate and maintain. The high starting current surge which will come because of DOL starter will not cause serious heating damage to the motor unless the motor is repeatedly started and stopped in a short period of time. So now let's start with the first and simple motor starter, which is DOL starter. Before starting DOL starter, you should know about NC and NO. NC stands for normally closed, means in simple term, when the contactor coil is not energized, this contact is closed, and when the contactor coil is energized, it will be open. Similarly, NO stands for normally open, which means when the contactor coil is not energized, this contactor is open, and when the contactor coil is energized, it will be closed. So now let's start DOL starter. In DOL starter, the induction motor is directly switched on to the 3-phase AC power supply line by the means of contactor KM1. This is a very simple starting arrangement that is used for majority of small sized induction motor drives. The DOL starter consists of two circuits. First one is the power circuit, which will give power to the motor when KM1 will be active, and another one is the control circuit, which will activate the KM1 and give power to the motor terminal once start push button is pressed. The power circuit consists of Q1, which is also known as main breaker, contacts of contactor KM1, and fuse F1, which is for the protection of motor in case of overcurrent is flowing. On the other hand, control circuit consists of F2, which is the breaker for control circuit. This must be switched on manually. Transformer is used for converting 440 to 220, which is the requirement for contactor. Then comes the fuse F3, which is for the protection of control circuit from supply if short circuit happened in the supply. In such case, this fuse will blow off and will protect the circuit. S1 is the start push button, which is normally open. That means it will be open in normal condition, and when you will press the start push button, it will be closed. KM1 1314 is the contact of contactor KM1. H1 is remote indicator lamp. S2 is the stop push button, which is normally closed. That means it is closed in normal condition, and when you will press the stop push button, it will be open. F1 9697 is the overload relay, which is normally closed and will become open when there is high current. Overload delays cut off current to the motor when a high current situation develops due to ground fault, short circuit, phase failure, or mechanical hemming. To start motor again, in such case, F1 should be reset by hand after the internal heater's cooling down time. The switching sequence for DOL starter circuit is as follows. Power circuit operation. Manual closing of motor starter protector Q1, that is the breaker. Closing of main contactor KM1. KM1 contactor 1, 2, 3 holds in, then motor will start. KM1 contactor drops out, motor will stop. Now let's move towards control circuit. In starting condition, as you can see, the supply will not be given to the motor as the MCB F2 is in open condition. Now once you switch on the breaker manually, the voltage will pass through the transformer, which will convert 440 to 220 for control circuit, but the current path is not completed. Because of the start push button S1 contactor, the current will not reach to contactor coil KM1, so the current will not reach to motor and motor is in off position. Once you press the start push button, the path is completed, as you can see in the diagram. The current will flow from fuse F3, then start push button S1, then the stop push button which is NC, then overload contacts 96 and 97, and then the contactor KM1. Once the contactor coil is energized, the contacts from contactor KM1, that is the 1314, will be closed. This contact is called latching. Latching means now even if you remove your finger from the start push button, motor will keep on running. Now the circuit path is same. The only difference is the start push button S1 is now open and KM1 1314 is closed. The motor will start running. Now to stop the motor, you will have to press the stop push button. The contactor coil KM1 will be de-energized and KM1 1314 contact will be open and S2 push button which is closed will become open. Thus the motor will not get current and it will be switched off.